Every classic cartoon has its iconic episode, and then they have the ones you forget. Today, I'm going to be telling you guys about one of the most iconic episodes that really stood the test of time, and then maybe one of the weakest episodes that really bogged down the season. What's up, everybody? It's Johnny Tunes. Today, we're going to be jumping into my favorite origin season of a TV show, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Season 1. Episode number 8 is called Who Let the Dogs In, and this one's actually pretty cute. For a change, we learn the difference between a pet and imaginary friend, because a really cute puppy dog comes, and Eduardo desperately wants it, and to take care of it. It's kind of like that story of, like, seeing an old lost dog and taking it home to your parents and being like, aww, but Eduardo is the one obsessed with it. We learn that Mr. Harriman is deathly afraid of dogs, mainly because he is a rabbit, and of course, they don't like rabbits. Eduardo cares so much about the safety of the dog, he decides to sneak it into Foster's home, put it in with his little toy chest, and keep him anyway. Oh my gosh. So it's an Eduardo episode. That's kind of fun.
Buenas noches, perrito.
He goes missing the next day, so there's a dog loose at Foster's, and Mr. Harriman is immediately on the alert. He doesn't know that the dog's there, but he feels like there is a dog. So now Eduardo has to somehow keep this lost dog away from Mr. Harriman, with using excuses of the other friends. Honestly, there's some really funny bits there.
Oh, so that automatically makes it me, just because I got tongues for feet.
But Mr. Harriman is still suspicious, even though every time a dog issue comes up, one of the imaginary friends pretends it was them, which gets a lot harder as time goes on.
See, I love licking feet, see? Feet, I love the footy goodness.
Frankie tries to, like, calm Mr. Harriman, saying there is no dog in the house, which is so funny because clearly there is. It's almost like, how long is it gonna take for Eduardo to be caught? There's literal paw prints all throughout the house, so I would be terrified if I was Mr. Harriman. And a broken rabbit's head on his desk floor, which is insane, and everybody's freaking out. Eduardo finally finds the puppy and learns that he actually had a whole multitude of more puppies. Oh my God. So there's a bunch of puppies all throughout the bedroom, and this is clearly breaking the rules. I don't know how they get away with this, honestly. In these episodes, Blue tends to go off and do his own thing, and it's just a recurring comedy bit that he's trying to do it above everything that's going on in the episode, and honestly, it's selfish but funny, very in character for him. And in this episode, he's trying to make this time machine with, like, I don't know, he's just making stuff up at this point. Mr. Harriman calls for an emergency meeting to actually address all the Foster's friends, and he tells them that there is definitely a dog in the house. Now with Wilt, Coco, Mac, and Blue on his side, they all have to essentially make up for this little dog's mistake. Did I say Blue by accident? No, actually Blue turns against all of them because they're not paying attention to his time machine thing, whatever he's trying to build. So he actually takes the puppies from the box and tries to release them on his own. Essentially sabotaging this whole operation. So yeah, right as Mr. Harriman's making a speech about this whole thing, yeah, an actual dog is let loose.
Someone has attempted to commit a most heinous and contemptuous act. An attempt has been made on my life!
What? What on earth are you—
Silence!
It's a pretty funny presentation. For most of it, the dogs are actually out running amok already, and all the friends are just covering up for the mistakes, which is just honestly just hilarious. Okay, so oh my God, I don't know how you cover this much up. But then, yeah, at the end, they get out of the box, exposing to Mr. Harriman, and eating him. Or not actually eating it, they just lick him sweetly. The next thing you know, the dog is getting ready to get shipped out of Foster's home until the animal guy realizes that he's an imaginary friend. And they're all imaginary friends. They're not even actual dogs. So they could stay at the house. Therefore, the animal abuse is okay. Aww. No, I'm just kidding. No, but they do have superpowers, and that's kind of random to me. They know how to talk. Random episode. But it is fun to see the animals and the Foster's imaginary friends, how they get along. Because, like, honestly, I was wondering.
I always loved you best, Blue.
I always loved you best.
Honestly, I kind of feel bad for Mr. Harriman. This is the scenario that he was the most vulnerable, and I feel like nobody was that helpful. Now, even though there's a million characters in this show, everybody really gets their chance to shine every now and then. Like, for example, this is Frankie's episode, which is the most important as she's like the caretaker of this house. And not only is it funny watching her keep everything together, just like seeing her anger come out in really crazy ways just makes her such a flawed character in a really relatable sense. Also, having Mr. Harriman always breathing down her neck.
Neglecting my... Listen, Peter Cottonbutt, I thought of everything.
Streamers.
Streamers? Oh, come on! Who needs streamers?
Why, never in all my years have I attended a celebration without streamers. It's simply uncivilized. Now go get them immediately.
Like, it reminds me of a teacher watching you as you're taking a test. Like, stop breathing down my neck. I'm just trying to ace this. And this guy's ridiculous. So she's setting up for this birthday party, and Mr. Harriman's like, go get streamers. You have a half hour. Oh my gosh. So you get a half hour for the episode, and it also works in Frankie's time, which doesn't seem super realistic to me. I don't even know if she can get to the mall in that time. But basically, she seeks out to get these streamers with this extremely complicated deadline. And now we get to see her true struggle. And this is when we start seeing Blue become even more difficult. Like, he just gets more difficult throughout the show.
Right. Oh, wait, I need some money.
Blue?
But he's like insistent on tagging along, makes her wait while he gets money. Then he starts inviting people, and next thing you know, all of Foster's just somehow wants to come on this road trip to the mall. And, you know, this is where it gets really complicated, keeping control of 10 different Foster's friends, all while shopping at the mall. Eduardo is a baby and super scared. Wilt is a people pleaser, so he gets stuck at the door the second they get to the mall. At first, they're following Blue's lead, and Frankie doesn't realize that he doesn't know anything about what he's talking about. He's like, I'm just trying to find a gift for Madame Foster.
Does anybody see a directory?
I don't need a directory. Follow me.
Yeah, this would drive me insane, and it's just so funny how long they let the montage go on for. I feel like it's full on like 2-3 minutes of them just walking throughout the store, looking more and more annoyed, going through the same places, up the same escalators, down the same elevator. Like, it's just ridiculous, but it's animated gorgeously.
What are you doing? Where is the stupid party store?
Party store? Well, how the heck should I know? I'm looking for a present for Madame Foster. You know, if you want to find a party store, you should look at the directory.
And this is where she makes her biggest mistake. She realizes they have some spare time once she gets the streamers, so she gives everybody a couple minutes to go off and have fun. And oh my gosh, do they have fun. This next part gives me extreme anxiety, so they end up finding this relaxing massage chair, and of course they have these at every mall, and Mac and Blue get like pretty fixated on it, Blue specifically, and gets even Miss Frances to lay on it and fall asleep. Oh my gosh. So she wakes up, and this stresses me out so much. She sees that everybody is gone. Like, I wonder how much time really passed. Blue finds this really stupid souvenir, and it's like a cactus that dances, and this is when we get the really good comedy. Like, Blue could be really annoying, but he's also really funny, and just seeing him repeat the same joke over and over again for some reason just gets me.
Hello?
Blah, 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 blah.
So now Miss Frances has to go around the entire mall and get all of the imaginary friends back, which seems like it'll be easy because they're huge and literally don't look anything like humans at all, but it turns out to be a complicated problem and nobody knows who they're talking about. Luckily, she recruits Mac, and Mac is able to help because he's, you know, the leader of the group. And this is when it gets really funny. So they find Eduardo because he's crying like a kid who lost his parent, and they look at her like she's like just a bad mom. Coco full on enrolls in a job at this hot dog stand, which is even crazier, and they can't get her to leave, so they just try to come back later. Once they get Blue, everything seems to be growing great, but then Coco keeps going up the ranks as like a manager and becomes a police officer. She's just like giving them the hardest time.
A pager is free when you sign up for service.
Ow! Rip-off artist!
Even the actual police officers come into play, with Blue disrespecting them, and I can't believe he would do that. That's like too much gall for him. They attract all the mall cops to start chasing them down, and it becomes like a full-on like running away, with Coco actually coming in clutch and saving them, despite the fact that she tried to do a bunch of jobs in between. I don't even know. So yeah, they end up getting all the way back to Foster's in time for Madame Foster's birthday. I forgot to mention that we have this new vehicle, the Foster's van, which is actually a perfect set piece for this show, like having a nice communal van where all the friends can get in to go places. It comes up so much in the series, and it gets really cool how it's used, so keep an eye on that. Blue ends up taking a seat from the bus and giving that as a gift to Madame Foster, and I guess that just works out for him.
One of the chairs from the bus, oh.
No, sit in it!
All around, this episode is so funny, because seeing how the friends react to people and how people react to them in this world is just kind of necessary, I guess. How police get involved, how the mall works, like even Frankie and like her relationship to the outside world. Like, she seems like she's just stuck in this house all day. I don't know if she like has an identity outside of this, but you know, it's just cool to see everybody in context, especially so early in the show. We keep seeing everybody waiting for this mall trip to be over for Madame Foster's birthday, and it's so funny watching them just be in silence. All around, it's nice to see that, like, the Foster's house is, like, very communal, like, they celebrate the Madame's birthday, and they can't go out in public. I mean, that's all you need to get from this episode, really. I just relate to the relaxing massage chair part. I think that's the best part of this whole episode. So those are the iconic and forgot it episodes of this season. If you agree or disagree with any of my opinions, feel free to comment below. But until next time, everybody, for more Johnny Tunes, don't forget to check out my channel where I do retrospectives and deep dives on old classic cartoons from the 2000s, or my regular channel where I focus on Nickelodeon and Disney Channel TV shows. Have a great day!